In this vast predator world, we must ponder the question, what if? That's exactly what Predator Killer of Killers is. Hi, my name is Elliot, and welcome to This and That Reviews, where I take movies and I compare them to other things because I feel like that's what we all do. Because it's very easy to do that, and it's also very easy to do that with Predator Killer of Killers. I have no real connection to the Predator universe. I think I saw the Adrian Brody one. I saw part of the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I never finished it. I saw part of Prey and also never finished that one. I think I saw part of one of the Alien versus Predators and never finished it. And it's always like an interesting it's always like an interesting idea. I don't know why I never finished these. And I suppose this one kind of makes me want to go back and rewatch all of them. But I feel like this is, I feel like what they did with this movie, really lends itself to the Predator universe. Like, I understand everything about Predator, even having not seen any of the movies, or any of like fully seen, like, engulfed myself in the Predator universe, because it's an incredibly simple series. It's the idea that there are these aliens that like to hunt. That's what they do for sport. That is their entire, like, persona. Like the Viltrumites from Invincible. Like, they are bred to fight, and so then they look to conquer places and fight the strongest people. That is what, at its core, that is all a Predator movie is. Like, it's just these things that like to hunt, and so they hunt people. This was an interesting watch. A lot of people were giving it a lot of good reviews, and it's free because I have Disney Plus Hulu, and so I just thought to watch it, and I think it's good. I think it's good because I think that this is if you wanted to stop making these, like, giant, big budget, $200 million Predator movies where you need to use, like, CGI and, like, locations, and, you know, you have to create an alien world, which they are doing anyway with Predator Badlands. But I think that if you wanted to do, like, a lot of, like, different kinds of things, this would be the medium to do it in. Like, because like I said, at its core, a Predator movie is a Predator going to a place and killing people. One of the questions was always, like, why don't they do a Predator in, like, a ninja, like a Japanese ninja environment? Why don't they do Predator, you know, through time? And I know that there was an Easter egg at the end of Predator 2. Like I said, like, even without seeing a lot of Predator movies, I know about Predator movies, and I know that there's an Easter egg at the end of Predator 2 where they go onto, like, the Predator ship and you see all of his trophies, and one of them is a flintlock pistol that the Predator presumably killed a person in that time period and then stole his pistol. And there's also, I think, a comic that expands on that. It shows, like, how he got that pistol. And it's the idea that they've always been here, that they've always, through time, they have, like, looked for the best killers, and they were a killer of killers. And that is how the title is the title. But it feels very much like a what if in the Predator universe, if you're familiar with the Marvel what ifs. Each of the sections, it's like if you took, if you wanted to go through, like, the first season of What If, and you took, like, all of the Guardian of the Multiverse episodes, and then you culminated it with the last episode, which was the Guardians of the Multiverse. Like, if you just saw the Captain Carter episode, and then you just saw the Sicarian, or what was it? I'm now starting to forget, like, the other Guardians of the Multiverse. But if you saw each of those episodes, and then you saw the Guardians of the Multiverse episodes, and you took away all of the fluff, and you just, like, focused on those, and then saw the Guardians of the Multiverse episode, and then smushed all of those and called it a Guardians of the Multiverse of new Marvel movie, that's what Killer of Killers is. It's 3 episodes culminating with a team up episode. And it's very obvious that that's what they're going to go for. But when you get to the 3rd one, so this isn't really a spoiler. And if you've seen the trailer, you probably already understand that this is what's happening. But there is a Viking episode, a ninja episode, and then a fighter pilot guy. And they all speak obviously different things. Like the Viking girl speaks Nordic, and then the Japanese guy or the ninja guy speaks Japanese, and then the pilot speaks English. And then you get a team up movie. You get a team up episode, which is the last episode that like culminates in the whole thing. And being like a compilation kind of like movie where you're just seeing different episodes that are devoid of each other. Obviously up until you get the team up movie. Some are going to be stronger than others. I really liked the ninja one. And your mileage may vary. You might like all of them. And it's just like, it's interesting because you get to see different like styles of fighting. The Viking girl like definitely reminded me of Captain Carter. So while this was already reminding me of What If, she very much feels like Captain Carter. And then, like, it's just like, there's just such a unique thing that you can do in this format of, like, going through time and seeing how a fighter of that time period would fight a predator. That was, like, the interesting thing about Prey, the Hulu movie that they released directly to Hulu. And it was the idea that, like, how would an Indian person, you know, like, a Native American fight a predator with all of the predator technology. And like when they expanded in that way, people were like, why don't you do this with everything? And so then they're like, all right, we can in cartoon format. The cartoon format I need to talk about for like a second. And that is to say that it feels very much like the Mutant Mayhem, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem kind of format, where it almost looks laggy. Like the frame rates aren't, it's not the natural frame rate of like a Pixar movie. It's a unique stylized like format. And so I'm pretty sure if you saw this movie on YouTube, you would think that your computer's lagging or something, or you're watching like a less than full resolution version of this movie. And it's not, it is the movie. Like that is the style. And that takes some getting used to. But like when it's like Mutant Mayhem, if you've ever seen that movie, you eventually, your eyes just kind of adjust and you just get used to this is what the format is and it's fine. So I think that bothered me in the beginning. And then as the movie, like as I kept watching it, like it started becoming okay. The end obviously like teases that they're going to do more of this. And I feel like I said, like I think that this really could just go on forever. You could just keep seeing different iterations of, like ways of fighting, styles of fighting, styles of like different weaponry from different time periods. Like how a caveman would kill a predator, like, I don't know. A caveman should definitely not kill a predator. But like you could see different ways and they could expand this into different time periods and just keep going on forever. And I think that the idea of that is really interesting. Like if they made a Killer of Killers, 2, I would totally watch it. And I think that that's the biggest hype that I can give for this movie. But when you go and watch it, you just have to understand that if you wanted to take this in an episodic format and just like watch one of them and then, take a break and then watch another one, you could totally do that. Like I said, it's like 3 What If episodes and then a culmination episode as, the final bit. And so if you wanted to watch this like an episode, you could totally do that and it totally works. I think, like, I don't know, like, I think that it's a good direction for this franchise. I don't know if they keep making, like, big budget Predator Badlands type movies, I don't know if it's sustainable. I don't know if that many people are going to watch that movie. I think that there are hardcore fans of this franchise that will go and watch this movie. But I think that this format of doing it in a cartoon, episodic type what if story, I think it might be more interesting than trying to build a full movie around a very simple premise. That's it.